Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The case for Jordan Travis, plus history repeats itself. We'll find out. Stay tuned after the intro.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
What is the deal, Raider Nation? Happy Tuesday. Yes, indeed. It is another episode of Good Morning Raider Nation Live Podcast right here on Raiders Allegiance with your boy Lunatic Raider. We got some good shit for you today. We're going to talk about Florida State's quarterback, Mr. Jordan Travis. A lot of people may not know or be familiar with his name, but he is a quarterback that is entering the NFL draft and has spent 6 years in college playing football. Every year his stats gets better. He's a mobile pocket passer is how they describe him for his draft stock. But you guys will be very impressed and amazed at this young man's foot speed. You feel me? But not only that, today we also want to go dive into something else. Does history repeat itself? You're like, what do you mean, lunatic? What you mean does the history repeat itself? What's gonna happen? We gonna get a loaf of bread for a quarter? No, you're not gonna get a loaf of bread for a quarter. But what I am gonna bring up is the history of the Raiders with hiring coaches, and we just might have a deja vu. Maybe once, maybe twice. It has happened before in the past. We're going to get into all that, man. Shout out to the world's most dangerous chat. Y'all want to stay tuned for this one. Yeah, your boy going to bring it to you raw and uncut. You feel me? Like sex with no condom. Let's go. NorCal Raiders, Jesse, the mind with the most, man. Salute to you, my brother. Top of the morning. Thank you for being here. Mike G in the motherfucking building. Salute to you. Robert Pena, what it do? Top of the morning, ad man. Yo, what's up, man? You feel me? We all up in this bitch. We got the boss with the sauce, man. Alfredo in the building for real. Yes, sir. Who else we got up in this Mickey 50, man? Let me see. What's everyone? On the day off yesterday. Shout out to yesterday, man. It was Martin Luther King's birthday, man. Makes it all possible for us of all colors, all races, all creeds to come together as one. And we already know how the nation gets down. We don't care your color. We don't care of your nationality. We don't care of your religion. We don't care of your political party. You know what we care about? We care about the nation. One nation. You feel me? Salute to everybody. Raiders Syndicate in the building. What's the deal, my dude? Late breaking news. AP has been announced as the new. Well, you better quit playing with us. But you know that's what's going to happen anyway. And I'm going to break that all down. Oh, yeah. History has a very funny way of kind of repeating what I would say was. I ain't gonna say repeat. It's not well, yeah. The Raider history has repeated itself more than once, and each time we got something good from it. So this is Don't worry. We're going to get into it. I don't want to spill the beans because some of y'all don't like beans and you might get gas. But I'm going to gas you up anyway and not gaslight. So let's go. Yeah. Alex S in the building, man. Salute to you. You got none of that news? Yeah, ain't nobody got that news yet. He's wishing it into existence, Alex. Right? Hey, Raiders Syndicate say he is wishing it into existence. Hey, Raiders Syndicate. Hey, you might not have to wish too much longer. You're gonna see what I break it down to you. Gaffer, man, my dude, man. Salute to you, top of the morning. Thank you for being here. Yes, indeed. Eagle Terrier 207. What it do, bruh? Salute to you. Yeah, we got a good show, man. We got a good show. I'm going to talk about, this is going to be my last quarterback that we talk about before the draft. We ran down, how many did we do so far? 3, 6, 7, 8, 8? We do 8? We did Michael Penix. We did Bo Nix. We did Drake May. We did Caleb Williams. We did Ewers, who is going back to Texas. Like I said, he wasn't ready. I said he was not ready. He's 20 years old. He's not ready. But he's going back he's going back to Texas. So that's one thing we don't have to worry about. That's 5. Then we went to Jayden Daniels. That's 6. Then we talked about J.J. McCarthy. That's 7. And today is Jordan Travis. That's 8. We're doing 8 quarterbacks. That's plenty enough. Some of these guys going to carry into the 2nd, 3rd round, maybe even later. But the potential that these guys have are potential that you might not want to overlook. You feel me? Not that I'm saying you're going to reach for him in the 1st round, but if he falls to you, you might go ahead and put that draft pick in and be like, the Raiders have selected these nuts. You feel me? Nah. So with that being said, Tony Shepard, man, what's the deal, man? Salute to you. Yes, sir. Raider Paul in the building. Scoops Hernandez, man, what's the deal, man? Tops, Gravy in the building. Top of the morning. Yeah, it's good to see each and every one of y'all, man. We got a good show, man. I'm about to bust this down like I took a quarter piece and try to get my nickels and dimes out that bitch. You feel me? You feel me? Hey, motherfucker got on the spot, nigga. I'm selling bumps. Okay, let's go. All right. So today, let's talk about the quarterback. The quarterback is Jordan Travis. A lot of you guys may not be familiar with him. He's in the top 10 of quarterbacks. But a lot of people's only paying attention to the top 5. But he is what? How can I describe him? If I was to compare him to anybody, he kind of reminds me of. He's not as big. He's not as fast. He runs about a 4.6 40, but that's good for a quarterback. Like they describe him as being a mobile pocket passer, and you're gonna see the highlights when I show y'all. This dude, he's quick on his feet. He constantly stays on his toes, so he's always ready to make a play either with his arm or with his legs. I like that. He's been in college 6 years, so the experience is there. He's not the biggest dude at 6'1". I think he's about 215. But nice arm. Accuracy's in the mid 60s. That's what I look for. I look for your completion percentage to be around mid 60s anywhere. 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, around there. And he was like around, I think he did like 65 2022 and did 63 2023. Touchdown interception ratio is solid. It'll be like about 20 touchdowns to around 4 or 5 interceptions. Not that bad. Only been sacked like about 15 times this last year, considering he's constantly. Hey, the boy's quick. The boy's quick. So let me without further ado, Brian Rodriguez, what's the deal, man? Salute to you. Without further ado, man, let's go ahead and dive in to Mr. Jordan Travis, quarterback of Florida State. Let's go. All right. So here we got Mr. Jordan Travis. A lot of people's not really too familiar with him, but he is in this year's draft. He is a senior at 6'1", 212 pounds. He resides in birthplace is West Palm Beach, Florida. This past season, he threw for 2,756 yards with 20 touchdowns and 2 interceptions with a QBR rating of 80.1, which ranks him 14th in the nation out of all quarterbacks. Here we go with his stats, his college stats. Freshman year was 2018 at Louisville. He didn't play a lot. As you can see, only 4 completions out of 11 or 14 attempts. Completion percentage was only 28.6. 71 yards, 5.1 yards per reception, 1 TD, 1 interception. His longest was 31 yards, sacked 3 times with a rating of 80.5. But you're going to see him progress along the way. He transferred from LSU to Florida State. And here, his second year in 2019, he has 6 completions out of 11 attempts with a 54.5 completion percentage. Notice it goes from 28 to 54. So he was real green early in his career at Louisville. He had 79 yards passing, 7.2 yards completion percentage, which is not bad. That's probably one of his in his top 5. Yep, it looked about top 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, top 5. No touchdowns, no interceptions. So he played limited. Probably came in there to fill in for whoever was starting at the time. His longest throw was for 63 yards. He was sacked 1 time with 114.9 rating. Then you go into his second year at Florida State in 2020. He had 72 yards 72 passes completed out of 131 attempts. He had a 55% completion percentage. He threw for over 1,056 yards, had 8.1 yards per reception, 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, with 68 yards being his longest throw, sacked 12 times with 128.6 rating. His third year at Florida State, notice the progression. Remember, I always tell you guys, when you pay attention to these quarterbacks, it's the progression. You know what I mean? Is he being developed? And we're going to see this right before your eyes. Third year at Florida State in 2021, he had 122 completions out of 194 attempts with a completion percentage of 62.9. So you might as well round that off to 63%. Like I said, you want a quarterback coming out of college to have a completion percentage in the mid-60s. That's solid. That's damn solid. So he was damn near at 63. He threw for 1,539 yards, which is an increase of the previous 3 years. He has an average of 7.9 yards per completion with 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, his longest throw being of 75 yards. And he's been sacked 25 times with 148.9 rating. You go into his 4th year in Florida State, 2022. To me, by far, this is his best year in college. So 2022, he had 226 completions out of 353 attempts with a completion percentage of 64%. That's good. That's damn good. It went up, you know what I mean? Because he went from 62.9, which rounded off at 63. You went up a percent to 64 with 3,214 yards passing, 9.1 yards per catch. That is the best in his college career. And don't forget, he was in college for 6 years. 24 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions, 78 yards was his longest with 15 sacks and a rating of 160.1. Now this past season, 2023, last year at Florida State, he had 207 yards completion, not yards. He had 207 completions out of 324 attempts. He had 63.9 completion percentage, which rounded off the 64 which was the same as the previous year. So that's damn good. You're in the middle of the 60s is where you want to be, especially for a college quarterback, because you still got more development when you get into the NFL. He had over 2,756 yards passing with an 8.5 yards reception average. He had 20 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions this past year. His longest throw becoming 80 yards, 14 sacks with a rating of 154.5. So you see his progression, limited play at Louisville for the first year, same as the second year at Florida State. But now you start seeing the progression, especially with the yardage and the percentages is what I like to look at. And I like to also look at the ratio between touchdowns and interceptions. You know what I mean? He's not a high interception type quarterback, but you know what I mean? Nice gauge of touchdowns, going from 24 last year and then only dropping to 25, but then he drops his INTs from 5 to 2. So I like that. 20 touchdowns or 2 interceptions, that's solid. That's solid. Just to show off his a little bit mobility, not really too nothing extravagant on the rushing side, but as you can see, his second and third year at Florida State, he rushed for 559 yards that first, the second year at Florida State, and the third year was 530 yards, followed by 417, and then this past season at 176. But his third year at Florida State, as you can see, he carried the ball 134 times. So there was a lot more attempts to running, but his averages, though, this is what I like. His averages, even when his limited carries he averaged 5 yards a carry at Louisville first year. Then first year or last year, first year too, because then he transferred to Florida State, and then he goes 9.9 yards a carry. You know what I mean? As a mobile quarterback. Then 5.8, 4.0, 5.1, and this past season was not that great at 2.4. But when I show you the highlights, you'll see that the 2.4 are more because he didn't tuck the ball to run like he did previous years. He used his feet to move around, but made plays with his arms. 7 TDs on the ground. Look, and this is his constant. He averaged 7 TDs rushing for 4 straight years. Every year, I don't even say an average, because he got 7 touchdowns each year for 4 straight years. You know what I mean? And then you figure his longest runs during that span was 88 yards, 53 yards, 71 yards, and 20 yards. So he has the capability of taking a play there's nothing. You feel me? When there's nobody to throw to and he tucks it and run, he makes plays out of that. So that's good shit. Like I said, he's not hella young. Let me go back and see exactly. Oh, they didn't give me his age. Oh, yeah, I don't got his age, but 6 years in college. Nowadays you're looking at like Michael Penix, 6 years, Bo Nix, 5 years. I think Jaden Daniels also has 5 years. So now you're starting to see a lot of experience, but you got to remember these guys were in college during the epidemic, which allowed you to go back to college. You know what I mean? And you could sit out a year or two during the pandemic and keep your eligibility. So you're seeing that. So that's why you see guys that's been in college 6 years instead of 4, because a couple of those years they allow you to continue on because you already know the COVID shit. You feel me? All right. So with that being said, man, we're going to go ahead and dive into the highlights. Pay attention to his footwork and how quick he is on his feet, and also pay attention to how he stays engaged with targets downfield. He never takes his eye off potential targets. Even when the pressure is on him, he extends plays. Now, this is not going to be a Jaden Daniels type player. This is not a guy that's going to tuck it and run. He can, but later on, start in his college career, you start understanding that he starts relying more on his pocket abilities and not just his legs, which I love that. I love that because to me, it's kind of like your gift is your curse. Where since you're so mobile, a lot of coaches try to utilize that way more often than need be. Therefore opening yourself to injuries when you're out there running on the edges and shit, because we've seen it happen with RG3 and so forth. But at the same time, if he knows how to have that perfect balance between being a pocket passer and being mobile. Mobile doesn't mean you got to tuck it and run 100 yards for a touchdown. Mobile just means get out the way of the potential tackle or sack and extend the play to be able to make a play. And you're going to notice this kid right here. This kid is very good at extending plays. You know what I mean? So pay attention to this shit, man. We about to get into it. Let's go. Hold on. Let me just say, fair use for educational and entertainment purposes only. Fair use. Let's go. All right, you see that first play. Now we're gonna go ahead and just pay attention to Mr. Jordan Travis for Florida State. This is when he played LSU against Jayden Daniels and got the best of Jayden Daniels. But this kid right here, he's a sleeper. He's not like I said, his stature ain't that great at 6'1", but 212 pounds. But he has a damn good arm. His accuracy, like I said, mid 60%. You can't go wrong with it. If anything like 70 and 80, that's like elite type in college completion percentage. But he throws the ball and throws it perfectly to where it needs to be. You know what I mean? Look at the feet. Now watch. You're gonna see a lot of these plays that he makes with his feet that's just ridiculous. I like how he stays on his toes and he's looking downfield and he stays ready. Watch this. Mobility, get the open guy. That's it. Sucked all the defense to him thinking he's going to run and freeze open his receiver and finds him. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at on his toes. Let it go. Bam. Catch him coming across. Look at this shit. Look, on his toes. On his toes. Look. Happy feet. Keep it going. Keep it in. Suck all the defense to him and get to your open man. And that comes with experience. That's that 6 years of college experience. Look, here he goes again. Fleet on his feet. Boy, I got bars. Look at that shit. The boy's good on his feet, bruh. I like this dude. This dude, but he's just, a little bit small. But he got good vision in the pocket. And I like the way that he stays on his toes. He stay ready. Look at him. Look. He knows where he's going to. He sees the target. And he hurries up and get rid of the ball. Here you go on his toes again. Let it go. There it goes. There it goes. Hey, that would have been Devontae Adams all day long on that back shoulder fade. For real. Here we go again. Roll out. See, just the fact that he's a threat to run causes defenses to collapse, opening up. Look at this shit. Like I don't know why a lot of people haven't been talking about this dude. It ain't like he's underexperienced. It ain't like he's too young. I just like the fact that he stays on his toes and he's ready. He's looking. Look. There, that's what I'm talking about right here. Look, elude the pressure. Boom. And makes the play. The defenses get caught in a situation that they cannot recoup from. Because they don't know if he's going to tuck it and run or not. And when they drop down on him, you leaving the receiver wide open. Every time. Look, wide open. That's the luxury of having a dual threat quarterback. You put a lot on defenses' minds, and then they tend to make mistakes. Whether it's not whether, but it's the decisions that they make mistakes at. Do we collapse down on him to make sure he don't run with the ball, or do we stay with our receivers? Look at this. And he's constantly looking downfield for the open target. Look. Come on, bruh. I don't know why nobody's talking about this dude, and I know it's probably because he's 6'1". That's it. Just because he's 6'1". He got a damn arm. You'll see some footage when he let me pause this real quick. You'll see some footage with this dude, man, throwing deep. You know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is, to describe him as a mobile pocket passer is perfect because that's what he's doing. You see more times than not him scrambling to make a play downfield, not scrambling so he can run and get the first down and try to get more. You know what I mean? Because the one thing you want to do with a quarterback like this is you want to keep him healthy. You don't want to expose him out there to get injured and be an RG3 2.0. You feel me? That's the last thing you want to do. And no, he's not a first round pick. There's other quarterbacks I think got more talent than him ahead of him. But I can see him probably around a third round. I can see him about a third round pick, maybe fourth. Depends on how many quarterbacks come off the board before him. But like I said, the ones I named, you got Jayden Daniels, you got Caleb Williams that can come off in the first round. You got Drake May that can come off in the first round. Michael Penix Jr. could come off in the first round. Bo Nix could come off in the first round. There's other quarterbacks out there, bro, that could come off the board first, and they're not going to come off back to back to back. Because like I said, first part of the draft are probably your most QB needy teams. Second half of the draft are teams that already got their quarterbacks. These are playoff teams. These are teams that have barely make or miss the playoffs. So from the middle of the pack on down are teams that's probably ain't even going to look for a quarterback. You feel me? So we'll see what happens with dude, though. But I'm just throwing out all the targets, all the prospects at the quarterback position that is in this draft that can be drafted, whether it's first, second, or fourth round. Where he can get you go catch that ball, that would be a complete pass. Don't you can't get it. It's incomplete, no reception. I like this kid though. You know what I mean? Like I said, not in the first, second, third round, but I like him if you're looking for a quarterback and you're not sure with the quarterback you already have. You go ahead and take a chance on him and develop him. He's just aware. That's what the mobile quarterback we need. We need one to extend plays. Look at this dude, man. First down. And he knows not to do too much. He's not trying to get injured. Perfect slide, too, like he played baseball. I like this dude, man. I really like this kid, man. He's like under the radar. Perfect for the RPO. And got an arm. Look it. That's the arm I'm talking about. I mean, and catch him in stride. That's all you want to do. He's hitting his targets, bro. Like I said, mid 60%. He's solid. And it's Florida State. It ain't like he's at Bowling Green or Texas San Antonio. He's at Florida State, so he's going up against quality competition. Facts. All right, that's all I'm gonna show, man. You ain't gotta watch everything, but look, yeah, that's a dude. Keep your eye on Jordan Travis, Florida State, bruh. Like I said, we gotta keep an eye on everything because you never know how this draft is gonna fall. Pyro, what's the deal, man? Salute to you. Thank you for pulling up. Yes, indeed. James Furpo, what's the deal, man? Raiders. That's right. We in this BIH. Hey, Raider Nation, Jason in the building. Exactly, Jason. And that's what this guy brings. You feel me? Like I said, if the guy we want, if we can't move up and get the guy we want, and if the guy we want ain't there when we pick, Don't stress. Don't stress. There's options. Does those options pan out? It depends on your coaching staff. You feel me? It depends on how can we are we any good at developing talent at the quarterback position? Who do we bring in here? Here's my thought. I believe Champ Kelly is going to be named GM, and I believe that AP will be named head coach. The interim will be removed off of both of them. Now, here's the tricky part. Here's the maneuvering in the draft this year. Now, I know some of you guys seen the rumors that a potential offensive coordinator candidate might be Kingsbury, that used to be with the Arizona Cardinals and right now with USC. Here's the kicker. There's some power moves that the Raiders front office can do. Now, if AP becomes head coach and Champ Kelly becomes GM, right? You have the potential of being able to trade up to number 1 overall. I don't think Chicago's going quarterback. I think they're going to keep Fields. They might want receiver, but it's not like the world is going to end if you don't go that route. Champ Kelly, formerly of Chicago, so he has inside information. Kingsbury right now is with USC, where Caleb Williams is at. Raiders could move up to number 1 overall and draft Caleb Williams. Get Kingsbury in as your offensive coordinator, hit the ground running. That's one potential. The other instance can be that won't cost you as much is to trade up just enough to get Jaden Daniels to put him back with AP again. Now, we still have to worry about offensive coordinator. You might want to go Eric Bieniemy. Dirty Raider mentioned a good candidate last night, and then also who else said something too? I'm gonna tell you. It was Kenny King. Kenny King said that what's his name said he wants to come back to the NFL again, and offensive coordinator will be good. Damn, I'm drawing a blank. He went 8-8 with us when we had Jason Campbell. Campbell got hurt. He made the trade with Cincinnati. God dang it. Ball head South Central little ninja. You feel me? Damn, and I got his damn autograph too, bro, on a hat. Y'all gonna say that shit. I ain't gonna even trip. Now, AOC is here's my thing with AOC. I think AOC is the way. Okay, I'm gonna break this down with you about AOC. I think you'll get the best out of AOC under pressure. And what I mean by under pressure, I'm not talking about defensive pressure. I'm talking about competition pressure. Because if you look at his whole background, not having a scholarship offer from a D1, you know what I mean? Purdue, he was a walk-on. So every instance that it showed me, in order to walk on, you have to be good enough to walk on. So he had to compete against other quarterbacks because he was, 8th? He worked his way from the 8th string quarterback all the way to the starter. So that means there was 7 other motherfuckers he was competing with. I think he's just one of those dudes that need competition. You know what I mean? Which I understand that. I understand that. Like this is an idea that I had about the combine. I said what we need to do in the combine is when dudes run a 40 to get a clear idea of what a player's 40 time is. Run the 40 with 2 people. Just to put in the other player's mind that it's a competition. And I guarantee you they give you more effort. So if you had 2 and you had people doing clocks on the left side and the right side for each runner, but let the runners run against each other. And I guarantee you their 40 time will be increased because of competition. It's just like if you was walking down the street and you decided, oh, I'm about to miss the bus, and you start running, okay, and you try to run as fast as you can. I guarantee you run faster if there was a pit bull on your ass. You feel me? If there's a pit bull, so you running and he come after you barking, I guarantee you, you will run faster than you just running to make a bus. So get 2 runners running the 40 at the same, and then to cut back on how many 40 times you would have to do, because you could do 2 at once. You let them run neck to neck. You know what I mean? And it's just the competition in us as human beings that's going to push us to bring the best out of us. So that's why I said I would run the 40 with 2 people. Run that, and you'll get a more clear 40 time out of them than anything else. But yeah, that's the thing I was talking about. Let me do something real quick. Now, Sam, take a salute. Like I said, I think AOC, I want to see him perform in a competition. So draft a quarterback. I say still draft a quarterback. And let's see what AOC does. I guarantee you, bro, even if he ain't the starter and he doesn't win the position out, he'll be a hell of a backup. We know this. He won games for us. You got to remember the 5 games that AP won was with Aiden O'Connell. You feel me? And the losses weren't blowouts. You got to remember, it was a 3-point game with Minnesota. It was a 3-point game with Indianapolis. It was the first Chargers game. It was 7-point game against the Chargers with a chance to tie it up on the last play we made before it got intercepted. So O'Connell has been in games, but I think sometimes it's kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Sometimes it's kind of fuck it, I'll figure it out. Sometimes it's kind of a situation where, since you're not being pushed, I don't have to do my best. You feel me? Like I'm the starter regardless. I don't have to, you know what I mean? Not saying he's that kind of mentality, but there's no repercussions. Ain't no way in the world they was gonna put Jimmy G back in the game if Aiden O'Connell doesn't have a good game. Brian Hoyer is not coming in the game if AOC is not having a good game. It's not gonna happen. He was the starter from here on out. So he understood the homework assignment, that this is his opportunity to learn and develop. And there's going to be mistakes along the way. But now that he has these games under his belt, now let's put him in a situation where now you got to compete for a starting job. And I think Aiden O'Connell will be pushed. I think you'll see a better Aiden O'Connell for real. All right, let's get into the coaching situation. Now, let me address this shit, bruh. It takes a motherfucker like me to do homework and really show the nation how this shit gonna go down. Now, there's people out there talking about between Harbaugh and Antonio Pierce. Antonio Pierce doesn't have the experience, but he does now. He has 9 games under his belt now, just to let you know, and he's a winning coach with those 9 games. So that's not even no longer an issue. But the one thing I keep hearing people argue about, oh, AP ain't never even been a defensive coordinator. He ain't gonna be the coach. He just, you know what I mean, interim and shit. And then I hear other people saying, if Al Davis was alive, he would pick Harbaugh over Antonio Pierce just because of the body of work that Harbaugh had in the winning within the season, but not outside the season. But that's what Al Davis would go with. He would go with the more experienced candidate over an interim head coach. Well, you or a coach that has no experience in the NFL as a coordinator. Well, guess what, y'all? I'm gonna say that's bullshit. Bullshit. Al Davis did it twice. He hired somebody with no NFL experience as a coordinator, as a head coach twice. Oh, and not just that, he did one that was not a coordinator, but a position coach who became an interim head coach and then became the official head coach. That's what Al Davis did. So don't act like, oh, if you go with Antonio Pierce, that's a mistake. That's something that Al Davis wouldn't even do. That's a motherfucking lie. And I'm about to break it down to these motherfuckers raw and uncut. You son of a bitch. Shall we, hey, let me get a thumbs up. Matter of fact, hit that like button, man. Subscribe if you haven't. We about to get into some real content. Let's go. Raider Nation or die. You feel me? Let's go. Now, let me break down what Al Davis would have done as the owner of the Raiders, which everybody, well, not everybody, some people say, oh, Mark Davis is weak. He don't know what the fuck to do. He don't know football. How many fucking owners? Let me ask you this, and I guarantee you get it wrong. How many owners of NFL teams do you really think knows football? Let's say that again. How many owners of NFL teams know football? And I'm going to set it off with this one. The Seattle Seahawks was owned by Paul Allen. Paul Allen passed away. His sister, Jody Allen, is the owner of the Seahawks and the Portland Trail Blazers. How much football do you think Jody Allen knows? What football games has she played in college, high school, or Pop Warner? Okay, what about the con dude from Jacksonville? What country does he come from that has NFL football? I'll wait. Since Mark Davis is a dumbass, he don't know football. What about the other owners that don't know shit about football? What NFL team did Robert Kraft from the New England Patriots play for? I'll wait. I'll wait. You feel me? What football team did he play for? That's a fucking dumbass narrative. Stop saying that shit. Mark Davis said he knows what he don't know. That's the smartest thing a motherfucker can say, because you know how many motherfuckers act like they know everything? At least he's appointing somebody who knows football in an area that he might not know. It would be fucking horrible if he didn't know football and he act like he did. Stop with that stupid ass shit. That's the dumbest ass fucking narrative I be hearing motherfuckers put out there. Stop that shit. Now, let's get to the coaching. Oh, Al Davis would take Harbaugh over AP because of what Harbaugh has done and accomplished. What the fuck has he accomplished? A national championship is the only thing he has worthwhile putting on his mantelpiece, and he just did it in 9 years with fucking Michigan. Let's talk about the 6 bowl games he fucking lost. Let's talk about the 2 NFC championships and the Super Bowl back to back to back that he lost with the Niners. Let's talk about that. Now, let's get back to Al Davis. Al Davis was an innovator when it comes to finding coaches that nobody else would even fucking look at and bring them in and they become successful. So let's start this mission. Here we go. Our beloved John Madden. Notice John Madden has never, ever been a coordinator in the NFL. He was a linebackers coach in 67 to 68, and then Al Davis named him head coach thereafter in 89 or in 69 to 78. One of the most winningest coaches in the 70s. Better than Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh had more Super Bowls, but the Raiders had more victories. He averaged double-digit wins for the whole decade. This is a guy right here who never, ever was a coordinator in the NFL. Ever. He was a position coach. Matter of fact, look what position he was a coach of. Ain't that what AP is coaching? Linebackers? Ain't linebackers what AP is coaching? And that's where he's coming from to be an interim and then becoming a head coach? Antonio Pierce was the linebackers coach before named interim. I'm telling you, Al Davis went down this road. He's the innovator of this shit. And that's exactly what AP does. He lets coaches do their job. Am I not right, Tanker? This is, to me, is a mirror image of how AP gets down with coaching. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if AP knows the history of the Raiders to a point where he knows this. So this is where he's getting his coaching style from. Same coaching style. You let your players be who they are. Hold on, though. How? But you got to remember, he never had a mother. Oh, I'm not done with Madden anyway. There's another coach that's in the same fucking line as motherfucking AP. And Raider Paul, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You feel me? You got to, like I said, he learned from Lombardi. Where did he learn from Lombardi from? It wasn't no pro team. He did college. He did San Diego. And before San Diego, he was at a little itty witty bitty tiny ass college where he was a head coach. Probably a Division 5. Come on, Paul, do your research, bruh. I've done it already. You see the motherfucking card on the screen. You got to look at the screen, bruh. The only coaching he ever did in the NFL was a linebackers coach and then converted to head coach by Al Davis. Now, just to keep it going, who knows who Art Shell is? Let's see. Art Shell, Los Angeles Raiders. From 1983 to 89, he was an offensive line coach, a position coach. Look what happens. What would Al Davis do with him? Al Davis turned him into when they fired the coach that year, they brought him in as interim head coach in 1989. Never was a coordinator. Never was an offensive coordinator. Never was a defensive coordinator. Went from offensive line coach to interim head coach, and then he became head coach in 1990. And 1990 is when the Raiders went to the AFC Championship against the Buffalo Bills. His first year as the head coach, not interim, head coach. He took them to the AFC Championship. I did the documentary on my channel. If you go look, bruh. He went to Oregon. He had knee issues. He left Oregon as an offensive lineman, went to the small college and was a coordinator and became a head coach. Then went on to San Diego, was a coordinator, assistant head coach. He never coached in the NFL but with the Raiders. But Art Shell, same shit. This is exactly, to me, this is exactly the same path that AP is going down. AP went from a linebacker coach to interim head coach for 1 year for 89. That's where Art Shell did. 2023 is what, matter of fact, let's take a look. So you got offensive line coach for Art Shell. Then he became interim head coach, then became the head coach and took us to the AFC Championship. Look at motherfucking AP. Linebacker coach from 22 to 23. Currently the interim head coach, 23 to present. Will he become the head coach? It's the same fucking path that Art Shell took. And when Al Davis fired Art Shell the first time, the only reason why he brought Art Shell back the second time, because he felt guilty that he fired motherfucking Art Shell when it wasn't right time to fire him, period. He felt wrong for firing him the first time. So he gave him a second chance. So that's all I'm saying. Al Davis had already went down this path and done the same thing and got success out of it. So don't act like, oh, if Al Davis was alive, he would take Harbaugh over AP. No, I don't. Everybody knows. Why do you think they call Al Davis the Maverick? He don't do what everybody does. He doesn't do it by the fucking book. He does it the way he feels fit to do the shit. You don't have to go get Harbaugh just because he coached before and had regular season success. That's all he had was regular season success. He failed in the postseason. He failed in bowl games. He finally got a national championship in 9 years with Michigan. And not to mention Stanford and San Diego, where he coached as well. So I'm just keeping it a buck. So I'm just saying, this is exactly the road that has been traveled by the Raiders previous. I think Mark Davis, this is Mark Davis's his era of doing the same shit. You had no choice but to respect Art Shell. Art Shell is a Hall of Famer, a Pro Bowler, offensive lineman with Super Bowls. AP is down that same linebacker, Super Bowl, Pro Bowler. As we're talking about an undrafted player at that. Now we look at John Madden. John Madden was a 12th round draft pick. 12th round, bruh. We only do 7. You feel me? He would have been undrafted. But Al Davis knew between the ears, Madden was unique. Madden had knowledge. The only team to give him his opportunity in the NFL at coaching. Well, actually, the AFL is where he started because they didn't merge until 1970. But Art Shell and Antonio Pierce, it's the same fucking path, bro. Look. You go from, he's an offensive line coach to interim head coach to head coach. That's the same path that AP's on. Why? Because they're the kind of people who players listen to and follow. Art Shell was the same way. They followed Art Shell because Art Shell had credentials as a player, and plus he understood the player's mentality. So don't think, oh, just because AP has no background like Harbaugh that he's going to be overlooked because of that. Fuck that. If you feel like this guy has something special with him to lead men into the direction of victory, you can't overlook that, bruh. Like I say, AP has a momentum going. And what do? You ride the momentum. It's like, let me give you an idea. It's like podcasting, not the Raiders shit. I'm going to tell you, just regular like hip-hop news type podcasting. And here's a situation. This is a real life situation. Okay. Willie D from the Ghetto Boys had an interview with Cat Williams first. He sat on it he was going to sit on it, that interview, for 2 to 3 months before he released it. But then Shannon Sharpe had the interview with Cat Williams and released his shit like that. And that motherfucker got so many fucking views. And everybody's looking at Willie D like, you should have rolled the momentum. You should have once Shannon Sharpe released his interview, you should have released yours too to catch that momentum and ride that shit. Well, this is it. AP has a momentum going. And it's not just with the fan base. It's with the players. It's with the old school veterans. The reason why you look at this and say that AP will be the coach, you're going to the Martin Luther King birthday parade, not by yourself. You're going with Champ Kelly, who's an interim GM, and with Richard Seymour. Well, what does Richard Seymour got to do with this? You do know Richard Seymour is on the panel to listen to the interviews of candidates of GM and head coach, right? You know that, right? In case y'all didn't know. Richard Seymour is on the panel of the people listening to the interviews of those being brought in to be interviewed as a GM and head coach, bruh. And all 3 of them motherfuckers was kicking it together at the parade yesterday out here in Vegas. Come on, bruh. Come on. And all of them in their Raiders shit. Now, if that ain't a fucking telltale sign, I don't know what the fuck is. Maybe you need a fucking rainbow and a pot of gold and a little midget at the end of it twerking in a thong bikini. I don't know what you're looking for. I don't know what you're looking for, but I'm telling you, all signs are written. You got to go through the formality of the interviews. You got to go ahead and take care of the Rooney Rule. But the shit that I'm reading is like they're taking the interim off their names. And here's another thing, in case y'all didn't notice, y'all didn't have a conclusion thinking like, well, if these guys are interim and the season over with, then why is Champ Kelly giving future contracts to 16 players that might not be 16 players that a new regime that, if they do come in, might want? You might not want Anthony Brown, former Oregon Duck quarterback. You feel me? So why would you give these contracts to these players that the next regime might not even be interested in? Oh, why we sign them? You know what I mean? Why we give futures to them? They know these motherfuckers is staying, bruh. Shout out to Phil Robinson, man, for letting it be known. Harbaugh is not even interested in the Raiders. He's using the Raiders as leverage to sign with the Chargers. That's what I heard. He wants to be a Charger head coach because don't forget, he was coaching in San Diego in college. His first coaching gig was at San Diego. It ain't going to be Chicago. He ain't going to the Windy City. Right now, the Chargers, and it makes sense. Chargers is the most logical destination for him because everything is set for him. Everything is set for him. They got players on both sides of the ball. They got a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. But unlike these other Raider fans, I don't give a fuck if you had Jesus coaching your team. Beat us. You're going to have to try to beat us. I don't give a fuck who you got coaching. Give a fuck if it's Harbaugh or motherfucking Dan Marino or give a fuck who. Beat us. Fuck your coach. Andy Reid is supposed to be the best coach in the NFL. What did we do to his old walrus-looking ass when we played them the second time? Y'all motherfuckers be up there with fear in your heart. Oh, I would hate for Harbaugh to go to the Chargers. Then we got to face him twice a year. That's something a bitch would say. You scared little bitch. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do with Harbaugh at the Chargers. Fuck the Chargers. Fuck Harbaugh and fuck anybody that's down with him. That's what a real Raider would say. You think Al Davis would give a fuck who's coaching the next team? Oh, Harbaugh's the coach of the Chargers. Fuck the Chargers. Fuck Harbaugh if he's the head coach. Beat his monkey ass. That's what you do. You go into LA and you beat the dog shit. You beat the Dumb and Dumber out his ass. Fucking sitting there like cowards, trembling and shit. Oh, if we better sign Harbaugh before he go to the Chargers. That's some old cowardly ass shit. Oh, you need to go see the Wiz. You need to go see the Wiz about getting you some courage. I ain't never met no fucking football players scared to play another fucking team. Especially with the mentality AP is putting in this team, not to fear no one. We can beat anyone. And that's from somebody who did it against an undefeated fucking Patriots team who had one of the most dynamic quarterback receiver tandems ever in the history of NFL football with Randy Moss and Tom Brady. Facts. And shut that shit down. Shut that shit down. I'm ashamed of y'all. Oh, cowardly lying ass motherfucking fans. Oh, I don't want Harbaugh to go to the Chargers. Then we gotta face him, Sean Payton, and we gotta face, man, fuck them. Fuck them. Hey, be worried about facing us. That's what they need to do. Be worried about facing the fucking Raiders. This Raiders. Y'all motherfuckers, boy, I don't know what fucking cloth y'all cut from, but I guarantee you it probably smell like shit and piss. Oh, dirty diaper motherfuckers. Man, I tell you. I tell you. I don't know where the fuck y'all motherfuckers from. Man, y'all motherfuckers worried about a coach going to another team. Fuck that shit. The motherfuckers need to be worried about us. They know we on the up and up. I bet you all these, the only motherfuckers saying, oh, we need to sign AP is media motherfuckers, old school Raiders, current Raiders, and the fan base. You know who wants AP not to get the job with the Raiders? The motherfucking teams that gotta face him. I guarantee you the Chargers, KC, and the fucking Broncos is like, nah, he shouldn't sign there. Harbaugh should get that job. Harbaugh should get it. AP shouldn't get it. Yeah, of course they don't want AP to get it because they know his mentality is going to kick them in their ass in the regular season. And he's going to have the team playing the same fucking way. The same fucking way. They're going to have them spooked and not ready to get their ass whooped. Just like you see how Kansas City looked after we beat them all low. Oh yeah, man, we played Santa Claus and we gave them a win. Who in the fuck gives out wins? That what you did? Because usually the motherfucker that hands over their lunch money is the motherfucker getting bullied. Hey, I'm just saying, bro. Kelsey said that shit. Oh, we played Santa Claus this year and gave the Raiders a win. No, motherfucker, you got bullied. And just like a motherfucker that get bullied, you gave me your motherfucking lunch money. I didn't have to take it. You gave it to me. Because you was a bitch. Yeah, and old feminine ass fucking Mahomes, the way he run down the field like he got a dick up his ass. I ain't worried about no motherfucking Kansas City, no Denver Broncos, no I don't give a fuck about any of them teams in the NFL. Fuck them. You be worried about us because you know it's coming. You know it's coming. You know we bringing that shit. We gonna talk our shit, and after we whoop your ass, we pulling out the cigar and we blowing smoke in the air. We gonna blow shields with our smoke in the air. We don't give a fuck about y'all. It was never about the other team. It was about us. Remember Al Davis said, so what if the motherfuckers know what we gonna do? Stop us. Stop us. If you know what we gonna do, stop us. And it's coming. You know it's coming. Long as they keep shit intact and add to what we already got going, it's coming. Don't make the mistake to break this shit up. The momentum is there. Ride that motherfucker till the wheels fall off. Plain and simple. Ride that shit. We took that game. Hey, that's what Jack Jones said for real, Snoop. Hey, he said that shit. Tell him to go watch it. What'd he tell him? Go watch that game. And tell us you gave that to us. Nigga, you got bullied. You gave us your lunch money. That wasn't no robbery. You donated that shit because you didn't want to get your eye blackened. That's all that shit was. I be tired of these motherfuckers talking that stupid ass shit. And then some of the fan base be talking stupid ass shit too. Oh, we need Harbaugh. Harbaugh this. Harbaugh. Get off that motherfucking swipe, man. I showed y'all this motherfucking history. He ain't never won a big game, but this last one he just did in the national championship. That's it. 9 years at Michigan. It took him 9 fucking years to win a national championship. At Michigan. Everybody knows Michigan. Michigan gets good talent. Michigan. Took him 9 fucking years. 9 years. But we ain't going to talk about the 6 bowl games he lost consecutively. Let's talk about it. The only 2 bowl games he won at Michigan was the first year he got there and the last year he about to leave. 9 years at Michigan, 6 motherfucking losses in bowl games, and 1 year he didn't even make it to the fucking bowl game. Nobody talk about that. Oh, he's successful wherever he go. So you measure success just by what you do in the regular season? I thought we played this game to win championships. Because he never won a championship as a player or a coach in the NFL. Tell y'all better stop drinking that Kool-Aid. You're going to find some fentanyl in that shit. Hey, Luna, you need... Hey, I'm not gonna kick nobody out, bro, unless they disrespect me. I'm not gonna kick them out just because they can say what they say. What I'm gonna tell y'all, if y'all don't agree with it, just ignore that shit. You feel me? That's your freedom of choice. You don't have to listen to a motherfucker you don't agree with. But if I only ban motherfuckers when they come sideways and they don't want to give me the fair one. That's all I do. You know what I mean? You see some of these like that, where that fake ass Kansas City fan that ain't Hefe. Oh, bitch ass Hefe. You and your bitch ass team. You feminine just like your quarterback. He probably watching. I don't know. You can't comment. Fuck your comments. And fuck your baby mama. Oh, big fat bitch. But yeah, man, hey, we gotta keep focused, y'all, man. They're gonna make I think they can make selections after or do interviews, face-to-face interviews. I think they said the 22nd, which is Monday. So after Monday, something might go down. You might get rumors before then, but I truly believe AP will be the coach. Champ Kelly will be the general manager. Matter of fact, Champ Kelly will be the general manager first. The reason why AP is going to be the coach, because I heard that Mark Davis wants to go in line and put in a GM and then let the GM take care of the hiring the coach, which that's how it's supposed to be. And you know that Champ Kelly is going to bring in AP. Then after that, then Champ could start focusing on what we go is Patrick Graham staying at defensive coordinator. Is there any other interest outside of the organization for offensive coordinator and offensive line coach, and what else? So there's a lot of decisions to be made. Also, shit, we're getting ready. Hey, we're only 2 weeks away from motherfucking February. The free agency is March, bruh. We got to get this shit going. We got no time to fucking spare. You got to go out. The combine is next month. We got the combine next month, bruh. We got to have our shit ready. Whoever Champ Kelly feels need to come in and fill the scouting department, we need to do that. Because, like I said, this fuck is coming. That combine is coming, bruh. It's going to be here faster than you know. Look, we just had New Year's, bruh. We're in the middle of the month right now. It is the 16th of January. It was just fucking New Year's. You feel me? It was just fucking New Year's. It's the 16th now. 2 more weeks, we in February. Combine is coming. We got to get this shit right. And when I say right, it's not just the head coach and the GM. Like I said, it's the coordinators as well as the scouting department, bruh. We got all scouts got to be out there, because you know there's going to be pro days as well as the combine. There's going to be people that ain't going to be at the combine. They're going to be at their pro day. We got to get all this situated. The draft is in fucking April. Free agency is in March. We got to hit the ground running and add the pieces that we need to solidify this team so we can slap motherfuckers in their mouth next year and just run straight pipe down their throat. See if they got gag reflexes. That's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like we taking victories next year. We're taking victories like booty holes get taken in the pen. We taking them. So with that being said, man, salute to the nation, man. We on our way, y'all. We on our way. Like I said, we just got to do it right. Fuck with the people that we believe in, that we know who we got, and stop trying to overlook motherfuckers and look for the great hope. You feel me? Ride with what you know. Ride with what you know and let that shit take us to the promised land. So with that being said, man, salute to the nation, the world's most dangerous chat, man. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to y'all, man. Hey, please subscribe to the channel. Smash that motherfucking like button. Hit that. Matter of fact, hit the notification bell too if you want to be notified of shit. Leave a comment, share this video. Salute to everybody out there, man. There's only one motherfucking nation. You know what it is. The motherfucking Raider Nation. To you hating ass bitches out there, you fake ass fans, eat a dick up to your hiccup. You feel me? We out this motherfucker. What I say about, oh yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, right here, same Raider time, same Raider channel. We're going to do this shit again. Yes, indeed. May the fearful Fear us. It's the nation, bitch. It's the nation, bitch. You see that shit? It's the motherfucking nation. I'm out this bitch. Ha ha.